stay alive and pay for the goods it sells and the pressing charges of those who supervise it in bankruptcy. The cause of the difficulties of this great institution are not in doubt. It was the heavy load of debt incurred in the effort to obtain and retain control during the years of financial pillage and devastation. Across the country, other enterprises were similarly afflicted, and are similarly oppressed with the resulting debt. Oppressed with them are the banks that sustained the real estate speculation and provided credit for the mergers and acquisitions, hostile takeovers and leveraged buyouts, and the other exercises in financial devastation. But there is more. The recession that began in the summer of 1990 and continued so obdurately in the face of the weekly predictions of recovery was almost certainly caused and was certainly deepened and prolonged by the speculative collapse. Public confidence was shaken, corporate investment was curtailed, troubled banks were forced to restrict lending, workers were discharged, and corporate executives and bureaucrats shed. One does not fire or sack higher income personnel. In the interest of greater efficiency, they are only shed. The end is not yet. Had there been no speculative excess and collapse, with their larger economic effect, the political history of 1992 would have been far different. It was the boom and collapse that ended the political career and presidency of George Bush. Without a recession, and with a good or even a moderately performing economy, his re-election would have been certain, a cinch. With Herbert Hoover, Mr. Bush stands as one of two presidents in this century who were destroyed by Wall Street. In politics, as in other matters, one must beware of one's friends. Not all, it should be said for Bush, will be bad. John Law, who presided at a magisterial level over the great French boom of the early 18th century, went dismally into exile. So did some of those in government office who suffered the South Sea bubble. By contrast, Mr. Bush, as also Mr. Reagan out in California, will have a wholly civilized retirement. In small ways, the history of the great speculative boom and its aftermath does change. Much, much more remains the same. Chapter 1. The Speculative Episode. Anyone taken as an individual is tolerably sensible and reasonable. As a member of a crowd, he at once becomes a blockhead. Friedrich von Schiller, as quoted by Bernard Baruch. That the free enterprise economy is given to recurrent episodes of speculation will be agreed. These, great events and small, involving banknotes, securities, real estate, art, and other assets or objects, are, over the years and centuries, part of history. What have not been sufficiently analysed are the features common to these episodes, the things that signal their certain return and have thus the considerable practical value of aiding understanding and prediction. Regulation and more orthodox economic knowledge are not what protect the individual and the financial institution when euphoria returns, leading on, as it does, to wonder at the increase in values and wealth, to the rush to participate that drives up prices, and to the eventual crash and its sullen and painful aftermath. There is protection only in a clear perception of the characteristics common to these flights into what must conservatively be described as mass insanity. Only then is the investor warned and saved. There are, however, few matters on which such a warning is less welcomed. In the short run, it will be said to be an attack, motivated by either deficient understanding or uncontrolled envy on the wonderful process of enrichment. More durably, it will be thought to demonstrate a lack of faith in the inherent wisdom of the market itself. The more obvious features of the speculative episode are manifestly clear to anyone open to understanding. Some artifact or some development, seemingly new and desirable, tulips in Holland, gold in Louisiana, real estate in Florida, the superb economic designs of Ronald Reagan, captures the financial mind, or perhaps more accurately, what so passes. The price of the object of speculation goes up. Securities, land, objets d'art, and other property, when bought today, are worth more tomorrow. This increase and the prospect attract new buyers. The new buyers assure a further increase. Yet more are attracted, yet more buy. The increase continues. The speculation building on itself provides its own momentum. This